Hey, n0tail, how's it going?
Hey man, going good, going good.
So, how do you feel about those matches? Pretty convincing wins.
Yep, feeling good. Haven't played Dignitas in a while, so it's good to know that we still got what it takes to beat them.
Absolutely, definitely. I mean, they played some pretty unorthodox stuff. How did you think about the Warlock Spectre thing? Obviously, you want to play a bit more aggressive towards it, but did you kind of see that coming based on them picking it in previous events, or?
Yeah, we expected them to do it at least in one of the games, and we already prepared like a strat or a game plan for playing against it. So I think we executed it quite good as well.
For sure, for sure. So one thing was about all those Shadow Blades. In the last game, you put out tons of aggression there. I mean, you had a lot of hard carries in the first place, but is it the new meta where it's just like for every Midas you see on the enemy team, you pick up a Shadow Blade yourself and just make them pay for it, or?
Well, I remember Honey's reason for getting it, and that was basically I want boomer speed. So I'm guessing Weaver was the cause for him at least getting it, and well, it's not necessarily a bad item though, and they were kind of poor. So getting gem, spamming D wards, when you're on top, Lothar's becomes better. So, but yeah, we were kind of far ahead in that game. So yeah, I wouldn't take it like too. What do you call it? Value it too high or
Oh,
whatever you
sure.
say, but it's not a bad item at all.
Very effective, obviously. Kind of like take me through how you felt about those each of those two games. There, did you feel that you had the upper hand through most of it, or did you feel that there was any point where you were struggling and on the back foot where you had to stay on top?
Well, in the first game, I felt that if we were to slip up, then it was really scary that like the repercussions that would come afterwards, because they would get such a big boost, and with Spectra and scaling so well in 5-on-5s, it could really backfire if we were to give them too much or give them a big fight. In the second game, things went so good from the start, and when we saw Razor made mechanism, it kind of felt like we had it, and it would have been our game to throw away. But yeah, the last game, I think because we had such a strong tri lane against what they had, that it felt a lot safer. But yeah, the first game was the strat they have is scary to go up against if you mess up once.
Absolutely. So, in a lot of the team fights, you kind of showed a lot of confidence in your teammates, a lot of coordination of different abilities. We saw a lot of quick pickoffs from the Lina Shadow Demon combo and such like that. But, like, when you were going into the fights, were you really, really worried about focusing the right target? Like, there was always one person that was kind of slipping out the side. There was a Bane Fiend's gripping on the side. The Weaver needed to be bursted down. Was there a lot of chaos in those kind of engagements, or was it?
Yeah, it was very messy. With all those Batrider coming in from the side, Bane ulti having the range it has, there's so much stuff you can't really. It's hard to take everything into consideration, but I think we executed it pretty well. The Weaver is also really good early game, and it's another thing where he has max movement speed for so much of the time that, yeah, the fights get really messy, and they have if we at the play or the point where we have to back off, they can capitalize on it, and that's what happened a few times. But it was mainly our supports dying, like me and Shadow Demon and Delina, so it didn't matter too much. But yeah, it was kind of messy fights.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I mean, as long as obviously it turned out fine for you guys there. There was only one really convincing team fight win for Dignitas that I saw, and from there you guys seemed to capitalize on a lot of good stuff like Roshan after the fact, and you were really able to control that game. For some reason, I have a lot of questions in chat asking about Heroes of New Earth and whether people play that still or not. Any thoughts on that?
Uh, well, not really many thoughts on HO, and although I did watch a game yesterday, and I couldn't recognize any hero almost. Like I saw like they have this thing where they get new skins for them, so, and it changes the hero look completely, and I didn't know what it was, and I played the game for a long time. So I'm a much bigger fan of what Dota has, where the hero stays the same and it just has small cosmetics added to it.
Hmm.
Whereas in that game, I wouldn't be able to play it in a 5-on-5 without having played a lot, knowing what heroes look like.
Absolutely. So there are a lot of teams that have been moving up in towards the top tier teams in the Western scene. I would definitely consider Fnatic to be one of those. We also saw some pretty awesome plays from Liquid yesterday in their best of 3 versus Empire. Who do you think is the team to beat right now for you guys, and who are you kind of worried about going up against in the future?
I think it's different for us, but I do think we all agree that Team Liquid is probably one of the strongest at the moment. And well, we would always take it serious when we play against the top Russian teams like VP, Empire, and Navi. But for now, I think Liquid is the one we're most unexperienced and the one that looks the most promising as well.
Absolutely. Well, very cool, very cool. Don't seem to have too much more as far as questions from chat, but I do appreciate you coming on, man, and congratulations for your win here up against n0tail.
Thank you, thank you. I just want to give a quick shout out if it's okay.
Definitely.
Shout out to the Fnatic boys, Rat Dota, Aladdin, and Era Stream. But yeah, thanks for having me, and have a good night, and see you next time.
See you, man. Good games.